and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras, here with ILTV's Morning Briefing.
In response to the ongoing, if not increasing, wave of incendiary terror attacks from Gaza, the IDF launched a series of targeted attacks against Hamas overnight. The Army spokesperson's unit confirmed that an attack was carried out, targeting a vehicle belonging to a Hamas operative involved in flaming kite and balloon attacks. Incendiary devices like these have caused millions of dollars in damages, as well as untold damages to the environment surrounding Gaza. Just earlier on Tuesday, 5 different fires caused by Gazan arson attacks were blazing across southern Israel, and all 5 of the fires were reportedly in the Be'eri and Kisufim forests. Israeli aircraft responded to the flaming kite and balloon flyers by targeting a vehicle used by a group of Palestinian arsonists, as well as at least 2 other Hamas observation posts. Speaking on the situation, the IDF said that, quote, "The Hamas terror organization will bear the consequences for facilitating terror and instability," end quote. Gazans didn't take the return fire lying down, however. Hamas said in a statement that a bombing will be met with a bombing. So elsewhere, while Israeli forces targeted the Hamas operative's vehicle this morning, a dozen rockets were fired from the Gaza Strip into Israeli territory. Red alert sirens were sounded all across the regions of Chof Ashkelon, Sha'ar HaNegev, Eshkol, and Sderot. The Iron Dome defense system was launched into action and intercepted at least 3 of the 12 projectiles, while the others were allowed to fall. Thankfully, there were no reports of injuries or damages at this time. The one and only Prince William is continuing his historic visit to Israel today, and after playing soccer with Jewish and Arab kids in a coexistence program, the Duke of Cambridge made a special visit to Tel Aviv's beach. This morning, he joins a cultural event here in Tel Aviv before heading to a very special face-to-face with possibly the most influential Israeli on the planet right now. Nope, not Prime Minister Netanyahu, that was yesterday. I'm talking about Israeli Eurovision champ Netta Barzilai. Israelis blocked the streets and craned their necks for a chance to glimpse Prince William chatting with the Queen of all divas, and this caps what's already been a very welcome trip for the British prince. The occasion marks the first official state visit by a member of British royalty to Israel since the time of the British Mandate. The UK has kept a very careful hands-off approach to Middle East politics over the last 70 years. But with the kingdom set to leave the European Union in the wake of Brexit, many see this trip as London's last chance to keep a policy foothold in global politics. Prince William's itinerary has followed the typical schedule for these foreign state visits, including stops in the Yad Vashem Holocaust Memorial and meetings with both Netanyahu and Israeli President Reuven Rivlin. And then this evening, Prince William will travel to the Palestinian Authority to meet with PA President Mahmoud Abbas in Ramallah. President Rivlin has asked Prince William to convey a message of peace to Abbas and a plea to finally come together to end this decades-long conflict. Not everything was all smiles around Prince William's visit to Jerusalem, though. On Tuesday, at an event at the Prime Minister's official residence in Jerusalem, an Associated Press journalist was prevented from entering. He claims guards questioned him on his ethnicity and religious background, and then held him at the entrance for nearly an hour, causing him to miss the event anyhow. Nebi Kenna, the chief television producer for Israel and the Palestinian territories, has been working in Jerusalem for the AP for nearly 3 years, and he claims that before the event he was assured entrance over the phone. After the incident, however, the AP Media Relations Director said, quote, "The Associated Press decries this blatant and religious profiling of an AP journalist and calls on the Prime Minister's office to cease such biased practices immediately," end quote. Netanyahu's office already responded in a statement that read, quote, "This incident was caused by human error and will be investigated and the necessary charges will be made immediately," end quote. The island nation of Cyprus has confirmed that they've been in talks with Israeli officials regarding the opening of a floating Gaza seaport in Cypriot waters. The dock would be used to ease conditions on the people of Gaza and would include an Israeli monitoring system to prevent Hamas using the dock for weapons smuggling. But Hamas has reportedly stated that it won't accept the deal. Israel conditioned the approval of the dock on Hamas returning Israeli captives Aviram Mengistu and Hisham al-Sayed, as well as the bodies of soldiers Oron Shaul and Hadar Golden, who've all been held in the Strip for years. Hamas, however, said they wouldn't even come to the negotiation with Israel until Israel released dozens of terrorists from prison. Israel has responded, saying it was prepared to come to some agreement with Hamas, but not with any preconditions. Additionally, Israel supposedly plans to try and pitch the seaport directly to the Gaza public, bypassing Hamas entirely. As if that weren't enough, Israel also just approved a plan to construct a massive solar field in Israel in order to generate electricity that's so desperately needed in the Gaza Strip. The PA cut payments to Israel for Gaza's power nearly a year ago, And Egypt stopped providing any electricity after their power lines to Gaza were reportedly destroyed by ISIS in the Sinai. By the way, Palestinian Authority President Abbas is reportedly against the seaport plan as well, since he thinks Gaza's situation should be remedied as part of a wider diplomatic discussion on the conflict. Still, these sanctions together bring power limits in Gaza to just 4 hours per day. The new solar field, which will be funded by private donors, will hopefully bring some relief.
That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.